はい、皆さんおはようございます。アイギスでございます。スティールライジングの続きを遊んでいきましょう。前回はね、サイドクエストをちょっと回りながら、行けてなかったところのね、探索とかをね、ちょっとしましたね。で、誰でしたっけ？これ誰でしたっけ？名前忘れちゃったな。どれだったかなアイギスを、作った人のアイギスを作った人の自宅までね、来ましたね。名前忘れちゃった。この家ね。で、メインクエストね、アンバリットハイヘインを解放するということで、今回はね、こっちの方に、行きたいと思います。でね、最近ね、コントローラーの調子が悪いとずっとぼやいてましたが、新しいのが来ましたので、ね、気を取り直してやっていきましょう。さあ、こっから先ですね。防寒村か。ね、アイギスを作った科学者、防寒村の自宅ね。ここになんかいたよね、この先にね。こいつ制御不能のやつかな。違うな、全然違うわ。普通のモブだ。おっと、縦振りか。横振りもある。属性が違うだけで大体似たようなね、モーションだけどね。電気耐性の3。ラッパーのやつずいぶんいるね。こいつだけ釣れた。こいつ電気効かねえな、全然。 いってどのタイミングで出てんのそれ。こいつ氷の方がいいんじゃない？いや炎の方が入ってたか。これ反対側から。となると、こっちが上がってくるとこあったよね。はいはい。こっちでいいか。ネッケルって誰？ジャーナル落ちてんな。あ、これは記憶ですね。あ、この人がネッケル。この一緒に逃げてるのは奥さんかな。今回はこのネッケルさんを助けに行くっていう感じなのかな。パッと見あいつだけだな。おっと、いるね。ちょっとこっちまで来てもらおうか。さて、いや、奥にもいるな。なんかちっこいのがいる。来たな、ちっこい。危ない。もやってますね。もやってますね。 聖マリア教会の主任司祭からの手紙。よし、とりあえず起動させますか。ああ、そっか、そうだね。ここもやってるから、そもそも倒してからじゃないとこれダメか。来てるな。で、一応、上行くか。これだけかな。そっち側にもありますね。こっちが、でもそっち敵いるからまた別か。ちょっと待ってね。で、この上らへんにも、お、
This machine is alone and the door is barricaded.
It won't hold. Did you see how easily those demons entered the church?
パン職人の妻。
I mean you no harm. It can speak.
What do you want with us, Automat?
What happened in this church?
You should know. It was your kind that slaughtered these lambs. I don't think those who were able to escape stand much of a chance either. They're hiding in the catacombs behind the church.
教会の裏手の地下墓地。
The gentleman.
Smartest idea.
That's enough questions now. Leave us be, Vertu.
なんかそっち側にビュンって行ったらいけそうな気がしなくもないけど。あいつだけか。他にもどっかに隠れてないか。さあおいで。氷雪ちょっと蓄積しにくいねこいつ。炎の方が良かったかな。おっと欲張った。火力的には問題なさそうですね。 これは回復アイテムの素材ね。強化素材。これがさっき閉まってたところ。このもやってるやつはこの先か。もやってるのはこいつか。ちょっと後疲れるな。やっぱタイミングあれしないと。早すぎた。これでも早いこれでも早いか。とりあえずもやってるところはこれで。ああ、連れてかれた。女性用ビッグ。この教会に逃げたんだろうね。なんだけど連れてかれちゃった。これで回ってちょっと戻ってきたと。そしたらどうしようかな。こっちから行けるかな。はい。よし。で、そっち側とこっち側ね。とりあえず起動させちゃうか。 鍵は今1で、武器どうしようかな。回復効果ね。こっちが、まあ、15,000円ぐらい使うのか。そうだな。ここでいいかな。よし。さて、どっちに行きましょうかね。2方向。こっちから確認しましょうか。ちなみに、どの辺なんだろう。追尾してきた。これは以前見たね。なんか特殊なちょっと情がかかってるやつですね。じゃあ向こうに行くしかないのかな。音楽的にはそっちなんだね。さて、君からね。こいつ標識の方が変わるな。取ってしまうから。本当に無理やり取って。こっちはショートカットだろうか。ぽいですね。これがボーガンソン自宅に続く道だね。につながっていると。で、上がある。 ちはこっちはなんかないのかな。パッと見何もなさそうだね。じゃあまあ向こう行くか。で、そうだな、どうしようかな。そこ引っ掛けて一応上に行けるんだな。袋がぶら下がってる。そっちに道がある。とりあえずこの部屋から。
Here, I should be able to cross the moat easily.
ああ、こっちに繋がってるだけね。ここで終わりかな。やっぱちょいちょい眼薬がちょいちょいというか、結構この状態上付与で遊んでたらもういつの間にかね眼薬が結構減ってきたね。結構な数持ってたはずなのにね。まああんまりだから道中でね多用してしまうとなくなっちゃいますね。おや？こっちなんだ？ちょっと待ってよ。なんか行けるとこあんのかな？そっち側に飛べってこと？ってことぐらいしかないのでは。試しに飛んでみるか。よし、来ましたね、アンバリットハイヘイン。でこっち側に渡れたのであれば、前回サイドクエストであった、そうね、騎兵たちを探す、これにも行ける。 よしよしよし。
The debt was no longer sustainable, Your Majesty. Your mechanical revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes? Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
Oh, your Estates General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
メガネ。誰のメガネ？あ、でもわかんない。シンパチみたいにもうメガネが本体かもしれない。お、なんか来るぞ。こいつは新しいタイプですな。あ、ボスだね。会計官。動きは基本的に遅そうな感じはするけど、張り付いた方がいいな。全然たまらないな状態。何？モブ？違うな。モブってあるよね。遠距離攻撃なんだ、それ。状態上たまりにくいんだ。普通に攻撃したら良さそうだな。第2形態。パターンが変わったところで蓄積値は変わんなそうだね。普通に攻撃した方がいいか。こいつはまあ問題なさそうですね。
My dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
Rescue me? But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance.
まず目覚める前について。
What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow, and it was cold enough to curdle the blood. It's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread terror and death. Did I really hear it? Or did I momentarily lose my mind?
身元について。
Who are you, monsieur?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Necker, Ministre des Finances. Well, I was before I was captured. But this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from his service.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with the Third Estate, no doubt. And most of all, for having been the first to ask to convene the Estates General.
逮捕時の状況について。
How and when were you captured?
When the machines attacked, my wife and I fled our home to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance against the machines. They overran the nave, wantonly mowing down the faithful. My wife, my poor wife, she wasn't able to
あ、
escape.
でもそうだね。奥さんはあの後どうなったんだろうね。
As for me, my life was spared
奥さんもやっ
only
ぱどっ
so
かで
I could be
捕まってんのかな。
tormented. What is the meaning of all this?
これからは。
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place where I can prepare for my departure as soon as possible.
これでネッケルを修道院に連れて行く。
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur,
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
この集団について。
I did not expect to see you all together.
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered in a tennis court. They swore not to separate until they'd established a constitution for the nation. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honorable men who were at Versailles, representatives and patriots, members of the Club Breton, secretly swore to meet here if they were dispersed.
You, Aegis, have allowed them to gather once again. Though unfortunately many are missing, we still have hope.
なるほどね。チリジリになった時はここに集まるように約束というかね、そういう話にしてあったんだね。修道院について。
Why did you choose to meet in this convent?
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my obligations bring me to Paris. No other retreat inspires such peace and contemplation. Et puis, truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me. Just look at how thick these walls are.
For 2 whole days, the patriots in the quarter consolidated the outer walls to make it an impenetrable citadel. No automat has broken through our defenses yet.
修道士について。
Where are the monks, mon père?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of the people of Paris. However, we bear no illusions. We are weak, we are divided.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your warrior strength, we have no chance of turning things around.
You are sent by heaven above, Aegis. From now on, you may consider the Cordelia Convent your headquarters and a welcome refuge.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him. Monsieur Necker.
I owe you my life, madame. So I am embarrassed to ask you for anything more.
話を続けるよう促す。
Do not fear. You have my full attention.
Suzanne, my beloved wife. I cannot bring myself to accept her death.
いや、奥さん
Despite
ね、
all
ど
the
うなったん
evidence,
だろうね。
I still hope to see her alive again. I need to be sure. Mon Dieu. What have I done to deserve such a fate? Why has the king sworn to destroy me? And all that I hold dear.
いや、本当に殺されてしまったのか、やっ
My
ぱ
abnegation.
りどっかで捕まってるのか。ネッケルのメッシ方向について、スザンヌに何があったのか。こっち
I
聞
will
こう
look
とりあえず。
into what happened to your wife.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start my investigation?
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides, we were separated in the Église Sainte-Marie on Rue de Bourgogne.
Why would the king owe you anything?
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. Well, my life and my fortune as well. I refused to accept any remuneration for my services in order to keep the accounts balanced. And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres from my own private accounts, bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tailor-made armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries. He stores all his secrets there. I'd wager there's enough in there to sully his reputation 100 times over. You must retrieve these bonds post-haste, madame. They must not be used to allow this madman to build more murderous automats.
Do I have any chance of opening it?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible strength, that safe is said to be impenetrable. It was designed precisely to that effect. I personally never had access to it. I suppose that its contents were too unofficial for the honest minister that I always was.
Who has the key?
The king does, that's for sure.
Anyone else?
How could I know? His shadow advisors, most likely. Now that I think about it, there's a rumor that has been going round Versailles for a while now. It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to come and go as he pleased at the Tuileries, that he oversaw diplomatic missions for the crown. Not in any official capacity, of course. Who knows? He might know more about this matter than I do.
I will ask him. I shall be off.
You are the only hope of seeing my beloved wife again, and of foiling the plans of the clockwork tyrant.
ミラボーさんが知ってるかもしれない。
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
I'm not done investigating yet.
Don't give up, I beg you. Remember, the last time I saw my poor wife, we were in the Église Sainte-Marie on Rue de Bourgogne. That's in the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides. As for the bonds, you'll find them in the armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries.
グレゴワールシャーテの手紙。少しずつここに 集まってきてますね、助けた人たちが。じゃあネッケルを誹謗する新聞。ミラボーさん
Monsieur de
ね。
Mirabeau,
鋼の金庫について。
Minister Necker claims that you are a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the King's chambers.
What lock could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. Nothing that can resist the expertise of our dear Monsieur Bailly.
またバイ
Why
か。
don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else might be of use? Oh, there's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. If he were here, I'm sure he'd have no trouble finding
で
you
多分
something
ラ
you
ボ
could
アジエ
use
を
to blow the
箱
door
から
off
出してないん
that
だろうな。
stubborn safe.
Sadly, he's still at Luxembourg.
Then it is high time you rescued him, madam. Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
箱、棺から助けてない公爵が一人いるけど、それが多分ラボアジエだと思うんだよね。あの人どうやって出すんだろうね、箱からね。まだ箱から出すためのね、フラグが立ってなかっただけなんかな。
I have it on good authority that he is in the quarries in Montmartre. He's the only person who could show you a way to reach the Bastille. Don't forget.
この辺聞いたかな。
Is your plan to arm the populace going as planned?
Oh, far from it, madame.
この辺
The
新しい会話
situation is
か。
hopeless. Even if they were armed and formed into battalions, the
いろい
patriots
ろ
would
なん
not be
か
able to fight.
やることというか行くところというか
Most of the strategic
が
points
増
of
え
the
てきた
city are
感じが。
inaccessible. A strange illness strikes all who try. They are seized by an irrational fear, one so great that those who do not lose consciousness go mad or perish on the spot. This makes it impossible to do anything. Any attempt at an uprising is a fool's errand.
The locations you mention share a common feature. A statue holding a lantern.
That's right. From what little I could make out, they appear to be depictions of a Vestal Virgin watching over the sacred fire.
Une lanterne des morts.
What do you mean, monsieur?
Lanterns of the dead. Ancient stone pillars that are found near some cemeteries. Our ancestors kept a fire going on top of them. Today, no one knows what they were used for. A symbol of light triumphing over darkness, perhaps? Others claim that human bones, mercury and lime, were burnt there. Some odious sorcery that was meant to entrap the tormented souls that wandered around the burial grounds.
That makes sense and confirms my observations. I'm now certain that the King's lanterns capture the anima essence of the dead who have been cast into purgatory, and that this essence is what allows the automats to stay in motion, without needing a key to wind them.
Pater noster qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum.
Now that I think about it, madame, you obviously are not subject to the harmful effects of these lanterns.
No, au contraire. When activated, these statues reveal an apparatus that allows me to repair myself.
It follows that if you destroy these lanterns, the people will be free to fight again.
Unfortunately, they are preternaturally strong. Nothing can so much as damage them.
If only Monsieur Lavoisier were with us, he would surely be able to solve this
この件に
conundrum.
ついてもラボアジエ。
Were you present when the Estates General was dissolved?
Oui, madame. I had a front row seat. I witnessed what it cost to defy the crown. We laid bare before the king the abject misery of his subjects. It was more than he could suffer. So he had the people's representatives dispersed by means of bayonets. At least we only had to contend with soldiers made of flesh and blood. Positively angelic compared to the machines that have swept through Paris.
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre.
そしてミラボーさんにもう一個聞ける話があったけど、どっか行っちゃったな。あ、バイいた。君に聞きたいことがあったんだよ。
Ah, mademoiselle. I am very pleased to find you here with us within the shelter of these walls.
ルモニエ医師の家で見つかった書類について、これがなんか暗号の解読がどうのこうのとか言う。
Let me see.
暗号だか文字だかの解読がどうのこうのっていう。
Je vois. These pages were written using some sort of shorthand, a variation on Taylor's system, no doubt. I'm wont to use it myself from time to time while jotting down my ideas as they come.
What does it say?
It's a bit difficult to decipher. Je crois. I believe it's an autopsy report. The author writes that the subject died from a large dose of prussic acid.
What is prussic acid?
My apologies, Aegis, but I'm no chemist. You should ask Monsieur Lavoisier.
結局ラボアジエに聞けってか。鋼の金庫について。
I'm looking for a way to force a lock that is supposed to be unbreakable. Monsieur de Mirabeau advised me to ask you for help.
But I'm an astronomer, mon enfant, not a locksmith. I know my way around lenses, filters, racks, and tripods. But I've never given a moment's thought to how a lock works. God, Monsieur de Mirabeau was joking with you, that's all. Où est-il, ce brave homme? So that we might ask him.
He has left. A matter that could not wait.
Excuse me? Do you mean he left the convent? That's madness. What was so important that he would put himself in such danger?
Intriguing indeed.
いや、ほんとミラボーね、どこに行ったんだよって話。ジュリアン・レイモンド宛ての手紙。ああ、弟から。この人ね、この黒人のね。
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, we are very pleased to see you again. It was very unwise of us to leave the Société without such a capable bodyguard as yourself. It is a miracle that we got here safely.
不安の原因について。
What do you want to talk to me about?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac, Aegis?
No, monsieur.
このゲームなんで
meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the empire.
アイギスがさ、
Those from Saint-Domingue
この映ってる画面の時だけ揺れるんだろうね。
They are waging a war of influence to keep the slave trade going.
この時だけなんで揺れてるんだろう。
To achieve their ends. They worship nothing but money. Their greed is matched only by their cruelty. Regrettably, my interests occasionally require me to suffer their company. 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some business with the Admiralty, when I overheard a conversation between 2 planters from Bastère. If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac is plotting to create sleepless slaves, des esclaves sans sommeil. Those were their exact words. It's hard to say what this could possibly mean, but I fear they plan to administer some foul drug to their slaves to force them to toil day and night, without rest. Our organization will not let these poor souls endure such a hell. Aegis, we must look into this. It is a matter of great urgency.
You speak of greed, Monsieur Raymond. But could you enlighten us as to what makes you any different from the planters you condemn?
What exactly do you accuse me of, Monsieur de Robespierre? S'il vous plaît, do tell.
Do you not also exploit the labor of these poor souls yourself on your indigo plantation?
I fight every minute of every day to improve their condition. No one would have the audacity to deny this.
If that's the case, then why wait? Free them. You preach abolition, yet you continue to line your pockets at their expense. The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because your entire fortune depends on it.
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. You know nothing of the realities of Saint-Domingue. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? Without an education, without a livelihood, I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No. I must act with both compassion and realism.
It is true that every reform must be approached with prudence. This reform is not so difficult. I've begun it myself at La Belle Gabrielle, my plantation in Guyane. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly wage. And my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you see, the law of nature gives every man the right to cultivate his own land.
Monsieur, calm yourselves. I implore you. Now is no time to quarrel. What Monsieur Raymond is related
なんか
to
この
us
人
is
たちもね、
extremely
一筋縄じゃいかな
We
いとい
must
う
find
か
out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves as quickly as possible. Aegis, you are the only one who stands a chance of making it to the Hôtel de Massiac alive.
なんか互いにこうね、文句というか、なんか罵り合ってるというか。
My respects, Monseigneur.
I didn't expect to see you again so soon, Aegis. We missed you when we had to leave our shelter at Place Saint-Méry. The path that led us to this convent was not an easy one, believe me.
Goodbye, Monseigneur.
Allez en paix, Aegis.
まあ、グレゴワールさんが一番まともかな。
Aegis, I'd like to talk to you about my research.
どうだろう
Do you
ね。
have a few moments to spare for me?
Certainly, mon père. I am listening.
I've carefully collected the testimony of our companions here. Then I compared them with the observations made during my investigation of the man who calls himself Cagliostro. I came to quite the shocking conclusion. I believe I have discovered how the royal automats remain constantly in motion. Like clocks that never need winding. They get their energy from the souls of the dead, Aegis. They drink from the anima essence that permeates the purgatory described by Monseigneur de la Fare. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the deeper the river where they slake their thirst.
虐
Is
殺
there
につ
any
いて。
way to stop the bloodshed, mon père?
I believe there is always hope, Aegis. As long as I remain free to pursue my research, I will never lose faith. I keep thinking about the three Nemes. These echoes. All of this is clearly related to Nicholas Flamel's work.
The alchemist?
Precisely, mon ami. And this leads me to fear the worst.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries ago?
Not him, per se. Rather the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries. This poses a grave danger to us all.
危険につい
What
て。
do you fear, mon père?
What do I fear? Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, near the Hôtel de Ville. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the church's sacred relics. Since then, only our Father in Heaven knows what they've been doing there, hidden away from the people of Paris.
Oh dear. Flamel's tomb.
My thoughts exactly, Monseigneur. Legend has it that Flamel was buried with his lapis philosophorum.
なんかね、ニコラ・フラメルって聞くとどっかでね、聞いたことあるような名前してますけども。まあ、その昔いた錬金術師ってことなんだね。まあ、この人はもう亡くなってるんだけど、まあ、その配信者が、まあ、彼のその知識だとかをなんか悪用してるというかね。そういうことをなんか恐れてるっていうことはね。ラピスフィロソフォルムについて。
What is the lapis philosophorum, mon père?
The Philosopher's Stone.
賢者の石のこと。
Where do I begin? No one knows its true nature, or even what it might look like. All that is known is that it is said to grant untold riches and eternal life to whoever possesses it. Its very existence is questioned, of course. But if it's true, just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find for it. We must elucidate this matter at any cost.
やはり別の世界でも賢者の石ってのはもうね悪用されてしまうものなのかもしれない。ニコラ・フラメルの墓について。
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. The priests always ensured that it remained undisturbed, despite the mystery surrounding it. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to know for certain.
But how? There are automats everywhere.
Aegis,
Oui, mon père.
will you help us get to the bottom of this?
Did you not say that it was impossible to enter the church?
There is perhaps a solution. The penitent's door behind the Châtelet leads to the Quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. It's only opened on Good Friday, but this year, I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
ほう。この鍵を使って別口から入れるのではないかと。そういうことですね。なんかいろいろね、話が出てきましたね。
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
騎兵隊につい
I
て。
went to the meeting point you indicated. I had an unexpected encounter there.
Get to the facts. Who did you meet there?
Madame de Polignac, the Queen's favorite.
こ
She
れが
made no
前回
secret
ね、
of her reason for being
あ
in
った
that
ポリニャック
desolate
夫人ね。
place. So now I know all about the precious cargo that is the cause of your great concern.
Seigneur. The children. What happened? Tell me that nothing bad has happened to them.
That remains to be determined. One thing is certain. Charlotte and the young Dauphin are missing. The evidence points to an ambush by the Duc d'Orléans' men. They apparently attacked the wagon the children were hiding in.
How the hell did they know?
This ambush could not have taken place without an accomplice. You were betrayed.
A plague on Orléans and his damned informants. They have taken the children.
That still remains to be seen. It seems that the Duke's men were interrupted while carrying out their task. 3 of them lost their lives. A 4th was able to escape.
Excellent. I bet it was my hussars who sent the vermin running. But why the hell haven't they reported to me yet?
Only they could tell you that.
Would you be so kind as to go and find them? The lives of these poor children hang in the balance. My hussars are stationed at Les Invalides. That's from where they were to set off for Gros Caillou.
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
大大使については未だ行方不明ね。騎兵隊のうちの、何人かは死んだけども、1人は、生きてどっかに逃げたのではないかと。ただちょろっと今言ってたけど、裏切り者がいるかもしれない。そんなようなことも言ってましたね。で、結局のところこれあれなんだね。マップの、この人のね、これね、このキャラクターのところね。結局これは、どういうことかというと、そこに、その人たちがいるっていうことでやっぱいいんだね。さて、いろいろ出てきましたけど、やることが。メインクエストはでもこれだけなんだね。で、サイドクエストが一応3つ。なんかね、もっといろいろあったような気がしなくもないですけど。さて、どっから行きましょうか。今、リュクサンブールにいる。アテナイスが身を潜めた場所を探す。これ、誰だったっけ？ボーカンソンの娘だったっけこれ、アテナイスって。今、リュクサンブールにいるから、これちょっと行ってみる。 まあただサイドクエストもね、このゲームあれなのよな。行ってみようかっつって行けるかどうかね、結局わかんないんだよな。どこであのフラグが立つかわからんからね。とりあえずそっちの方角に向かっていこう。どこから行くのかな。こっちを抜けて、確かさ、こっちがさ、ボスエリアだったよね。そうそうそう。で、いろいろ話を聞きたい人が入ってんのがこの棺だと思うんだけど。あ、開けられるようになってる。そうね。ここに入ってる人がやっぱラブアーチ。ようやく助けることができました。この棺に関してはなんか最初鍵がかかってるとかなんとかって確か言ってて、鍵はどこで手に入れたんでしょうね、私は。
I do not know, monsieur.
But how?
ラボアジェをコルドリエ修道院に連れて行く。
It is best not to stay here, monsieur. I will take you to the Cordelier convent. The representatives of the Third Estate have made it their stronghold.
Oh, so you know about it. Well, if you will agree to be my escort, let us leave post haste.
まあどう考えてもこの人箱から出すのね遅かったと思うけどね。本当はもっと早く箱から出してあげられてたと思うけど。
You are safe now, Monsieur Lavoisier.
よしよし。
Thanks to you that I am here safe and sound, madame.
この人にもいろいろ聞きたいことがあるんだよね。
I am and shall be forever in your debt.
生産について。
What is prussic acid?
It's a volatile compound extracted from Prussian blue, which is a pigment derived from the cochineal, an insect.
What does it do?
Oh, it's a lethal poison, of the most dangerous sort. Though at weaker doses, it merely induces a deep soporific state, or a coma, if you will.
A deadly poison.
Aegis? Is everything all right?
段階について。
How do you intend to counter the king's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsanji has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories, but the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource? What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder,
なるほどね。
what to do with it.
戦うためにまあ火薬をまあ持ってくるのかどうするのか、それとも敵に利用される前にまあ使い物にしなくさせるのかどうするのかって話な。
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
なるほどね。ちょっと待ってよ。ちょっと確認しようか。メインクエスト、これが、モンマルトルの行動へ行くと。これ新しく出てきたところね、モンマルトル。これがメインの話。でサイドクエストが速やかに王妃へ報告しなければならない。つまりこれサンクルーに行けってこと？サンクルーに行けってことなのかな？報告。で、これが、今さっき行こうとしたテナイスのね、話で、リュクサンブール公園を散歩していた。リュクサンブール公園っていうと、リュクサンブールに入って、正面のところかな。で、これ騎兵隊ね。まあ、ボス戦終わってこっち来ちゃったから、これについては調べてないけども、まあ、またちょっと調べに行かなきゃいけないね。で、これがネッケルの、奥さんね。聖マリア教会をまず調査しろと。んで、これがジュリアン・レイモンドのね、相談ですね。レアールの西にあるその屋敷は、強い影響力を持った農園主たちが集っていた場所。で、これがニコラ・フラメル。これは墓地ね。シャトレの東にある視聴者にほど近いサンジャック・ドラブシュリー教会の墓場墓場かに、建てられている。で、これが火薬ね。火薬の使い道。ということで、まあ、いろいろ出てきましたね。とりあえず、ちょっともう一回ね、この、ちょっと待てよ。そうね。とりあえず、アテナイス。リュクサンブール公園だから、多分、入り口の方でいいと思うんだよね。 ああ、違うか。別のマップと勘違いしたな。そしたらリュクサンブール公園っていうと、別のマップの公園と勘違いしたな。リュクサンブールの公園っていうと宮殿の隣にあったところだった。宮殿の隣が公園じゃなかったかな。確か違ったかな、リュクサンブールだとね。公園に行くにはどこから行くんでしょうね。こっちからもっと先じゃなかったかな。そこは公園だったかな。下から抜けていくしかないかな。そっちって公園だったかな。ああ、ここだね。リュクサンブール公園。隠れましょう。いいもん入ってるじゃん。壊れた杖のかけら。誰かが知ってるかもしれない。ドゥニ・ディドロ作盲人書簡。これアテイナスド・ボーカンソンってことでしょうね。つまり娘で、この杖については、誰かが知ってるかもしれないから、また話を聞きに戻らなきゃいけないっていうことだね。 また修道院に行くしかないんかな。結局ここにはいないっていうことなんでしょうか。ここはルモニエさんのところか。なんせ道がね、やっぱり頭には、ね、頭にしっかり入ってないというか、覚えられないね、なかなかそんなすぐね。さて、誰かわかる人は。
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
フランシスカス・アントニウスについて。
Franciscus Antonius. Do these names mean anything specific to you?
François Antoine. Hold on. Of course. That's the master arquebusier who killed the beast.
防弾の獣。
The affair took place during the reign of Louis the Beloved, just a few leagues from the castle where I grew up.
これもどっかでね、聞いたことあるような単語ですね。単語というか名前というか。ジェボーダンの獣。
I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that.
Monsieur Necker.
Madame?
ちょっと待ってよ。いいか。フランシスカス・アントニウスについて。
Do the names Franciscus Antonius mean anything to you?
No, nothing at all. I'm very sorry that I'm of no help to you.
So how is Monsieur Marat?
I haven't met him yet.
He is your only chance to reach the Bastille, Aegis. You must speak to him. He's holed up in the quarries of Montmartre, hiding from the Marquis de Lafayette.
フランシスカス・アントニウスについて。
I found a cane engraved with the name Franciscus Antonius. Who could it belong to?
Let me think a moment, je vous prie. I know an Antoine Francois, a printer on Rue de la Harpe. His surname is Momoro, but he is a man of the people and a true patriot. I doubt that he ever sported a cane with his name engraved on it.
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre.
どういうことなんで
Monsieur
しょ
Le
う。
Voisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
Do the names Franciscus Antonius mean anything to you?
No, nothing really.
Francois Antoine, maybe?
No, nothing with that name either. I'm sorry, madame.
Goodbye, Monsieur Le Voisier. Monsieur Bailly. Does the name Franciscus Antonius mean anything to you?
We scholars have the strange habit of adopting names from antiquity. I imagine that we're actually looking for someone named Francois Antoine. But no matter how hard I think, I'm afraid it doesn't ring a bell.
はあ、ちょっと待ってよ。
Monsieur Le Voisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
火薬につ
I
いて
did
ちょっと
not
聞こ
find
う
the
か。
warehouse.
Vraiment? It's near Les Invalides, not far from Monsieur de Vaucanson's workshop.
Goodbye, Monsieur Le Voisier.
Did you go to the Hotel de Massiac?
No, not yet.
Remember, it's by Leal, just west of the Marché des Innocents.
I found a cane inscribed with the name Franciscus Antonius. Does that mean anything to you?
No, I'm sorry.
まあ今ここにいる人の中で知ってる人がいるとも限らんからね。
Monseigneur,
What can I do for you, Aegis?
do the four names Franciscus Antonius mean anything to you?
The Franciscan Order, perhaps?
Go on.
Franciscus Assisiensis, the founder of the Order, and Antonius Patavinus, one of its most illustrious members. I'm sorry, Aegis, but that's all I can think of.
How is your research on Nicholas Flamel going?
I have done nothing yet.
Don't take too long, Aegis. Don't forget that the tomb is in the crypt of the Église Saint-Jacques de la Boucherie, under the cemetery. The church isn't far from the Hôtel de Ville.
Franciscus Antonius. Does that mean anything to you?
Let's see. François Antoine. No, that doesn't mean anything to me, I'm afraid. Désolé, ma chère.
Goodbye, mon père.
こいつなんか知ってそうじゃないの？
So how is Monsieur Marat?
I haven't met him yet.
He's holed up at...
Goodbye,
マジミラボーはどこ行ったんだミラボーは。
Monsieur le Marquis. Goodbye.
あ、ごめんなさい。ミラボーさんはね、あのおっさんはどこ行ったんだろうね。まあ知ってそうな人がいない感じか、これは。まあラファール司教がちょろっとなんか、それっぽいことというか。杖はフランシスカス・アントニウスの持ち物だった。コルドレ修道院に集った愛国者たちなら。まあここは更新されてないので、今いる人たちではわからないってことなのかもね。修道院で人々に尋ねる。まあでもいいか。で、これ王妃殿下へ。サンクルーに行けんの？これで報告しに行けということなんでしょうか。まあ、サンクルーにこうやって改めて来るのはさ、実際なんかあれ初めてかなこれ。いや初めてではないか。一番最初でもここから始まったんだもんね。そういやさ、壊せる壁があったよな、ここにもね。でも別に反応ないんだね。もう更新されてるってことだよね。報告を済ませた。ね。で、次なる指令が下されるのを待っている。これについては、じゃあまた、どっかでフラグが立つのか。ここ新エリアだ。足を運んでない場所がありますね。ちょっとせっかくだから うろうろするか。下があるか、これ。で、反対側からだな。まあでもどうなんだろうな。なんかクエストでまた来そうな気がしなくもないけどね。ゴンディー家礼拝堂の近墓地。弾薬をついつい使ってしまうんですね。節約しないと。なんか来てる。はまっちゃったみたい。かわいそう。おや、ロマスパルチザン。これは不相ですね。おや、制御不能ちゃんじゃないですか。 古い鍵。どこで使うんだ。よし、これでショートカットね。まあでもこんなもんなんか。まあどうなんだろうね、ここね。クエストに絡んでたりするのかな。まあこんだけしかなんかエリアないけどここにまた来ることはあるんだろうか。だから一番最初このゲームを始めてずっと歩いてきたのはそっち側なんだよね。そっち側のエリアだと思う。でそっち側のエリアから船に乗って次のマップにね確か行ったんだよね。そこを開場できるようにならないとそっち側に戻れないってことね。さて、どこに行きましょうかね。結構いろいろやることがあるから。ここが、そうね、さっき会計、なんちゃらの会計員だかなんとかって、ボスを、倒して、その後ね、騎兵たちを探すができてないんで、これをまあやりに行くか。まあ、あとは火薬と、聖マリア教会の調査ね。これは婦人を調査するということで、どうなったか。トゥイリュリーが、鋼の金庫。で、シテ島がオテルド・マシアックの調査。それからニコラ・フラネルの墓。まあ、とりあえずアンバリットかな。気になるのはまずここのサイドクエストかな。
Direction. I should be able to find a way in. By the Église Sainte-Marie. I can get back there quickly from here.
で3箇所ね、だから行くとこがあるってことだね。で火薬、これがもうここなんだね。これをじゃあ調べましょう。
Gunpowder. Monsieur Lavoisier's gunpowder was taken to the Bastille.
あ、もう運ばれた後かこれ。でバスティーユっつってるね。だからメインクエストを進めなきゃいけないんじゃない。火薬の道ね。バスティーユと、運ばれていったことはもはや疑いようがないってことなんで、火薬がどうなったかバスティーユまで行かないとわからない。でこのバスティーユに行くのに多分このメインクエストね進めなきゃいけないと。そこに行くのに、まあ、マラーさんをね探しに行かなきゃいけないという、ね、ことだからね。とりあえずこの話は一旦ここまでなんだな。ほんであと騎兵隊と奥さんね。騎兵隊と奥さん、先に聖マリア教会行こうか。どこだ、そこか。一旦ここでさあ戻ってきました。
Able to escape the automats, they ran towards the entrance to the catacombs.
シカンボチへと逃げてった的な。で今度向こうだ。納骨堂の鍵、これがここだ。普通に鍵で開けられましたね。よし。 うん。ずいぶん奥まで続いてますね。ちょっと待ってな。この上は別に大して何もないんだな。ところどころにね、こうやって人の死体が、転がってるから、ここに逃げてきた人たちがこうやっているけど、それでもやっぱ殺されてしまった。奥さんどうなったのこれ。もう一体いた。うわっ、まさかな。くそー結構道が長いからな。走って一気に行っちゃおうね。思った以上にね、ここね、地下深くまで道があるというかさて、ここでしたっけ？行けよ。危ない。長い長い長い。こいつは炎なんだね。攻撃のパターンは基本的に同じだろうけど。どこまで続いてんだこれ。 ネッケルの自宅につながってた。津田のネッケルさんも起きてないんで、サンシュルピスの慈善病院まで娘のジェルメールを探しに行きます。この手紙を置いた時点ではまだ生きてたと。一旦これをじゃあネッケルさんに伝えてあげなきゃいけない。ちょっとやかましいんだが、よし、じゃああとは騎兵隊だな。騎兵隊が向こう側の道に一回出なきゃいけないから、ちゃったか。よし、これでさっき戦ったところまで戻ってきたと。で、この先にまだ道がねあるはず。何もないかな。よし、オッケーオッケー。これでこっちに繋がってんだね。これでまた一つすっきりしましたね。辞表。これね、ネッケルさんの辞表。こんなとこに辞表捨てられてんだけど、今まで主にね仕えてきたのに裏切られたんで、やってられませんよと。
Escaped.
ラファイエットの署名利子令書。まあただこれが護送中にね襲われてしまったという話ですね。で結局どうなったのか、皇太子どうなったのかわからない。安否が確認できないという状況ですね。そしてもうここ こまで来たらあれなんだね、もうここは空いてんだね、勝手に。ワンチャンあの場所から直接もうこっちに来れたんじゃねって話。まあまあ今更だけど。じゃあこれもとりあえず調べたから報告しに行かなきゃいけないと。とりあえずここでやることは終わったね。どうしようかな、別のところも全部やってからまとめて報告しに行くか。あ、これでもうあれか、報告したことになってんのか。ということかな。あ、そうね。で、今度はマラーに尋ねるになってんだね。でこのマラーってのがメインクエスト、次のメインクエストに絡んでるから、王太子の思い出じゃなくて、どれになるんだ。これになるのか。王太子もそうだけど、巫女ね、巫女たちね。よし、じゃあ報告した。そしたらどうしようかな。ネッケルさんに報告。そうね。ネッケルさんに報告。なんだけど、次気になるのはね、次気になるのはね、こっちかな。これがレイモンドさんでしょ。これがフラメルの墓で、ネッケルの二大秘宝がネッケルの二大秘宝、そっか。これの一つが奥さんの安否を確認することと、もう一つが国政か。それが金庫にあるって話ね。じゃあこっちに行こうか。 あとミラボーがどこに行ったのか知んないけど、ミラボーの自宅にも行った方がいいんかな。トロフィーが結構これあれなんだよな。サイドクエスト絡んでんだよな。なんか選択によっては取れないものが出てくるかもしれない。とりあえず2箇所ね。ひどくない？あれよね。なんか意図しない方にやっぱり避けちゃうときが邪魔しないでいただきたい。ここ多分どうなんだろう。もともと開いてなかったのかな。まあ新エリアって出てたしね。こっちにはまあ来たことないんでしょう。何もないかな。よっ。 クリティカル入れる前に一回特殊技を入れる癖をちょっともうちょいつけた方がいいな。そこそこにスタン時間があるっぽいからね。特殊技一回挟んでからで全然いいと思うんだけど。ちなみにこっちはそこにアイテムがある。これ繋がってるか？繋がってるっぽいな。あ、まだ生きてた。死んじゃう。ちょっとここで食らいすぎちゃったな。よっ。なんか、でもまあ、ちょっとでかいのがいるけど、別に戦ったことあるやつかな。で、ここが開くと。もう一匹いたよ。もう一匹寝てるやついたな。さて。どうしようかな。やっぱニコイチで来ちゃうかな。なんか当たり判定が なんか距離感が分からなかった。そんな近いかな。当たらないんじゃないかなと思ううちにいたつもりなんだけどな。随分当たってしまうな。でここ開けて、これがまあいいや。とりあえずこれはまあ戻れる道ってことね。ほんでこっちに一応でかいのがいると。よいしょ。お前もいいのかな。弾薬使うか。もったいないけど。節約しようかなとか言ってたけど、目的の場所は一応この辺になるのかな。ここから上に行ける。ちょっと待ってよ。よし。これなんぞ。銃だな。あと防具だね。雷の銃だね。炎のバスケットもやっぱあるんだろうか。そしたらね。氷と雷が手に入ったから、火のマスケットも多分あるんじゃないかなとは思うけど。枯れ木の平原っつったの今。カリオストロ伯爵からの手紙。これで枯れ木に行くのか。枯れ木と呼ばれる場所へ。これで枯れ木に行くんじゃないの。実験現場。はいはいはい。なるほどね。まあ何もないから何かのクエストできっと行くんだろうなとは思ってたけど、このクエストで行くってことなんですね。よいしょ。とりあえずこんなところか。で、あとニコラ・フラメルの墓ね。こ こに行きたい。こっちが正面か。一回休んでこう。さてこの辺りかな。ここだ。でここを受け取った鍵をこれね使って新エリアに来ましたね。いけねいけねこれはいけねえや。ちょっと無理やりでも切り取ってしまった。なんで赤反応出るんだろうなこれ。これは帰ってくる道ですね。おそらく。そんなことある？そこの上に なんかあるんでしょうけど。出て。しかしこれはあっちからか。これも帰ってくる道かな。で、よいしょ。そもそもこれ目的地墓だけど、まだ墓にたどり着いてすらいないからね。墓に行くまでにこの道を経由していけっていうことなんでしょうけど、直接墓に入れないから、この道を経由して行けってね、いう話でしたからね。まあ、そのために鍵をもらいましたからね。物理ダメージを大幅に増加させるモジュール買う。ちょっと待ってよ、これさ、まあいいや。急速冷却の成功タイミング。鍵はあと一つか。どうしようかな。まあ武器はいいか。なんだっけな。耐性ちょっと上げるか。でもなんかここに振るメリットあんまない気がするんだよな。 さて、ここから侵入せよと。そっち側はここを抜けてそっちに行くんかな。ということでしょうかね。でどうしてもあれなんだよな、攻撃する流れで特殊技を挟む前にクリティカル入れちゃうな。あんなとこにあるぞ。ここ伝ってけってか。ほう。よし。死ぬ。ここが墓なんだね。
Tuileries and follow the directions on the receipt. It also mentions the Quartier du Saint-Eustache and Rue Saint-Honoré.
で、ジョゼフ・バルサモの工房の鍵。ジョゼフ・バルサモ。まあでもそれはまた全然違うところにある感じなのかな。これ判定ないっすね。さて、これは、あ、そうだね。さっき聞いたところの隣だね。とりあえずここ開けてしまいたい。よし、これでとりあえず帰ってきたと。何勝てんだよ。さて、ここは何かあるかな。この鍵はまた別のなんかってことはね。この話はどこまで行ったんだ。あ、まあ工房に行けってことか。これか。トゥイルリーの近く、サントゥスタッシュ地区にある工房。トゥイルリーにあるんだね。はあ。とりあえずじゃあ帰りますか。アンバリット、これが枯れ木か。で、ここに工房と、そうね、金庫ね。そしたらどうしようか。アンバリット行って枯れ木、これを見に行くか。こう行って、こう行って。こっちか。で、 やめて。これがキャリッジからそう遠くない場所。こっちだね。配置されてる敵がこれ変わってんだね、ここね。もう開いてる。いるやん。
Don't move.
Ah, that cursed dancer. May you be devoured by rust.
あれ、出てこれないやつ。これ卑怯とは有名。逆にどうやってここに入ったんだって話だよな。出れないやつがどうやって入ったんだよっていう。突っ込みたいのは私だけでしょうか。お前はどうなんだ。入ってこれそうな気がするけど。どうだい。君は入ってこれそうじゃないか。え？無理だったのかな。やべっ。くそー、詰まったよ。時たまこうああいうことが起きてエリアに殺されるんだよ。私がちゃんと位置を把握してないのがいけないんだけど。おっとっとっとっと。 この中か。
Slipped through my fingers. Fortunately, he was unable to take his things with him. The sleepless slaves. They meant the automats. Feeding off the blood of innocent people. Monsieur Raymond was completely mistaken. I must inform him.
カリオストロ伯爵からの書簡。レイモンドはひどい勘違いをしていた。なんかオートマタがね、そのアニマエッセンスを原動力として動いてるみたいな話があったけど、まあ要はその人の魂というかね。あれっていうかさ、今更だけどこのゲームの経験値ってどういう仕様になってるわけ？今更だけど回収したのに5000しか今持ってないんだけど、いやもともとそんなもんだったのかな。メスメル医師からの手紙。フランツ・メスメル。でもまあなんかこれはあれですね、意を唱えてる人ですね、この医者は。私の知識や技術をそうなんか悪いことに使うなみたいな、そういうことが書いてありますね。でグロ回遊、ここに繋がってんだね。ははは。じゃあとりあえずここは終わりか。これはじゃあどうなったんだ。これかな。これ報告すればいいんだね。オッケーオッケー。じゃあ帰る。帰る。大丈夫だね。よし。キャリッジ、帰還する。でも5個しか持ってないのか。5 5個しか持ってないのかな。なんか機関アイテムこれ別に別になんか無限に使えるアイテムにしといてくれてもよかった感があるけどな、個人的には。買っとくか。これ仮に、25で7500でしょ。当然得しなきゃ意味ないよね。25で6250。損してるじゃん。これ買う意味じゃないってことはね。エッセンスこれ売ってるけど。それともあれなのかな、売却と普通にアイテムとして使うんじゃ、もしかしてこれ、今更だけど違うとか。私今まで、ついでにもう売却でやってたけど。例えばこれ1個。例えばこれ1個。これ250でしょ。今更だけどこれ。250。いくつ増えたかわかんねえわ。今6200ある。ショップ。売却で250。今5900。5900で。でも250だね。まあ別に普通に使っても売却してもやっぱ同じってことか。じゃあやっぱ買う意味ないんだな。何のために売ってんのって感じなんだけど。購入価格の方が高いんだったらもう買う意味ないよね。何のために売ってんだろうこれ。謎なんだけど。1000エッセンスぐらいちょっと今無駄したけど。どうしようかな。ミラボーさんの自宅ってどこにあったっけ？ティリリだったかな。ミラボーさんの自宅ってティリリだったよね。違ったかな。
Here I am at an impasse. Should I go to the Tuileries to examine the safe? There may be a way to force it open. I can get to the Tuileries Palace via the Louvre. Then I should be able to enter it through the courtyard.
ここが、そうね。金庫と、工房。それからちょっとミラボーさんの自宅に気になるんで、ちょっと一回行きたいんだよな。ミラボーさんの自宅がティールリーだったかどうか、私の記憶が定かじゃないけど。ちげえや、こっちだ。 どうしようかな。金庫を調査する。まあこれ国政を探せって話なんだけど、でも国政を見つける前にメッケルの奥さんを見つけろっていうトロフィーがあるんだよな。おっといけねえ。とりあえず工房を目指すか。こっちって鍵縄あったっけこれ。鍵縄ないか。ここにある。よっよっ。向こう側か。そっち側か。どうしようかな。血を抜けていく感じが。そういえばなんかそっちが入れない建物あったよね、そういえば。そこが工房か。どうやって行ったっけな。なんか前回建物の前まで行ったような気がするんだけど、どっから行ったっけな。 からではな、そうだっけ。まあいいや。この下だ。じゃなかった。もう一個隣のエリアだったか。なんか鍵が閉まった屋敷って。まあいいや、とりあえず行こう。まあどのマップももう景色があんま変わり映えしないからもう分かんなくなってきちゃうね。この辺はでも前回フラフラ探索してる時に多分足を一度運んで、まあ壁とか壊れてるしね、一度はだから足を運んでるはずなんだけど、こっち抜けていけばいいかしら。おい、ああでもそうだね。ああやっぱそうだね。確か前回ここまでは一度足を運んだんだけど、ここが閉まってたんだよね。で今は鍵を持ってるからこれで入れるようになったと。ラテン語の文章。これまたなんか読めない感じ。でこれが公文書。これが王からの書簡。お、棺があるぞ。あ、でも別にこれ、あ、そうね、誰かが入ってるわけじゃないね。 武器ですね。ちょっと待ってよ。上はあるな。監視総監宛ての手紙。と空の封筒。まだ上はある。
You'll stay with me always, n'est-ce pas? Without you, mon ami, I'd be all alone.
But in astronomical symbols, it's no use. I can't get it open. I should show this to Monsieur B.
秘密の箱。今のはだからアイギスを作ったボーカンソンの娘アテナイストの記憶だね。共に過ごした時の記憶。でメスメル医師からの手紙。ここにもありますね、メスメル医師。でなんか箱を手に入れた。これをバイに見せる。こんなところか、とりあえずね。でこっちだったよな。こっちがどこに繋がってんだこれは。あ、はいはい、これがそこのショートカット。やはりそうだね、この屋敷抜けたところがこのショートカットにやっぱ繋がってたんだね。よし。でミラボーさんの自宅。 いいや自分の足で探しに行くか。っていうかここだ。ミラボーどこ行った？あ、いた。自宅に来てた。
Are you following me?
You left in such a hurry.
I did indeed. Urgent matters that I did not have time to settle before
片付けられなかっ
leaving
た
for
給与。
the convent. My servant's wages, a letter that I need to send to my solicitor. But tell me, were you ever able to open that stubborn safe?
No, not yet.
なんか怪しくない？
Eh bien, was there something else?
My apologies. I am finished here.
こいつなんか金庫の金でも狙ってんじゃないか。金庫がどうのこうのの話を聞いてなんか企んでる、何かしようとして自宅にこう一度帰ってきたんじゃない。なんか怪しくないこのおっさん。あとこのトゥイルリーのこの金庫ね、多分これを調査した後にミラボーに話しかけたら、まあ、なんか話が発展するんだろうけど、ただこの金庫はちょっと後回しにしよう。なぜなら私はトロフィーが取りたいんで、先にね奥さんを、まあ、一旦ちょっと帰るか。先に奥さんを助けてから、レイモンドに報告する、バイに箱を見せる、グレゴワールさんに報告する、それからネッケルにその奥さんね、奥さんに何があったのかを伝えるということで、一回ここに帰りましょう、拠点に。こっちから行けばいいね。さあ。
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening, Aegis.
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
この人は書簡で報告したから言うことはないね。ネッケルね。
Monsieur Necker.
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
スザンヌ・ネッケルの最後について。
Your wife.
スザンヌは無事です。
You may rest easy, Monsieur. Your wife escaped the massacre. She returned home and left you this letter.
Mon Dieu. She's going to meet our daughter and son-in-law at our charity hospital.
She may already be there.
Madame, I did not dare to dream of such an outcome. My wife and daughter. Can you imagine? And I thought I had lost both of them. The three of us will be able to leave the kingdom and put these horrors behind us forever.
What about the bonds?
They are not in your possession.
No, not yet.
You must ensure they do not benefit the king, Madame. You will find them in the Armoire de Fer, in the Palais des Tuileries. Do with them as you see fit. As long as the king does not use them. As for me, I'm going to find my family at once.
これから家族を探しに向かう。
From the bottom of my heart. I pray that your efforts will be successful. Adieu, madame. Adieu.
Minister Necker has given his bonds to me.
That's quite a nice little sum. Can you imagine? That's 1/5 of the kingdom's entire wealth.
Wealth that the king squanders for his personal benefit according to his whims.
Ma foi. Monsieur Necker certainly has been very generous to his adoptive country.
Generous? I have my doubts. The loan was granted at a very high rate. So high, in fact, that it would have dug the deficit into an even deeper state of abyss.
Eh bien, monsieur. To what use shall we employ this boonful fortune?
If I could spend it, I'd do everything I could to return to the people their confiscated freedom. To begin, I would get them the bread they so sorely need. It is only after the scourge of famine has been vanquished that armed patriots might then be able to rise up against despotism.
And where will you find wheat, Robespierre? Will you steal it from under the noses of the automats who have sworn to destroy the human race? As for arming the people, this is another one of your delusions. How could your ragged pack of wretches win any sort of battle that'd be unable to lift a sword?
When you insult the people, you insult me, Monsieur de Lafayette.
I am not insulting anyone, Robespierre. But I happen to know what it takes to fight. Unlike you. Monsieur, I was but a lad of 15 when I took up arms. And everyone here knows my role in the liberation of America from British rule. If you allow me to dispose of these bonds, I will found an army that will annihilate the Clockwork King's diabolical machines. As soon as I have the opportunity to leave Paris, I will rally the officers and troops that are stationed in the provinces. Then, I will call for a mass uprising. I will have more than enough money to pay their wages and procure the weapons we need.
And you will have obedient troops at your beck and call, ready to repress anyone who challenges your power.
These troops will only serve the will of the people. I swear it.
Are you sure that the king has spared the rest of the kingdom, Monsieur le Marquis?
I am almost certain of it, mon père. Despite all of his resources, the king does not have enough manpower to occupy all the garrisons in the country.
Aegis, no member of this assembly can force your hand. The choice is yours.
To
whom will you entrust Monsieur Necker's bonds?
あ、でもそうね。そもそもまだこれ持ってないもんね。
The bonds are not yet in my possession.
Then please continue your search.
じゃあこれを手に入れてから誰に渡すかってこと、まあ、どうするかっていうこと。はいな。金庫行ってこの国政を取ってきて、それからね改めてじゃあそのどうするのかって話で。グレゴワールさん。
Can I help you, Aegis?
異教について。
What is the significance of these objects steeped in memories?
Nemes. I have reread every word that I have on them. Pages that have remained unintelligible to this day. These echoes go back to the beginning of time, to that fateful day in ancient Greece when some dark magician took it into his head to bind a soul to an inanimate object. You see, Aegis, there is nothing more diabolical, nothing more unnatural than this sorcery. The soul is the very essence of the divine. It refuses to submit to such an abomination and resists, eventually breaking. The earliest necromancers whose works have survived through the centuries all describe the same phenomenon. When a soul is fragmented, 3 shards of memory are torn from its consciousness and take shelter in 3 objects that the victim held dear. It's as if these memories wished to remain bound to the mortal who had held them until then.
買い物行く前にダウンロードしていったのに帰ってきても 35% しか進んでないゴミ回線なのではラテン語で書かれた、筆記書について。
I found this notebook written in Latin.
Indeed. Medieval Latin, to be precise. Oh, hold on. Bon sang. Aegis, what a find. This handwriting. I would recognize it anywhere. It's in Nicholas Flamel's own hand.
ニコラ・フラメルの直筆。
And I'll tell you what I'm able to glean from it.
Have you finished reading the notebook, mon père?
Yes, Aegis, and what I learned from it puzzles me. In this diary, Flamel tells of 3 journeys. 3 journeys into what he calls the in-between. A strange world filled with wandering souls. Tormented spirits that are unable to ascend to heaven.
This world... It's where Cagliostro's victims were trapped until I freed them.
En effet, I believe you're right. But that's not all. Flamel planned to return there
4回目の旅も計画
He
し
wrote
てい
this in
た。
the final paragraph, in his handwriting, dated 21st of March 1418. That was the day before he died, Aegis. What if his body died while his soul was traveling through limbo? What if he were trapped, a prisoner in this purgatory? Aegis, because of your unique nature, we have an incredible opportunity.
What do you mean, mon père?
If the soul that animates you has been bound to the automaton that serves as its vessel, then it can be separated from it too. And if this were the case, the soul would travel to purgatory, where Cagliostro entraps the souls of his victims.
Hold on. Are you trying to convince me to go and find Nicholas Flamel?
I'm offering you a chance to speak to the man who discovered the Philosopher's Stone. Surely you won't pass it up.
Assuming I agree to venture into purgatory, do I even have a chance of finding
なんか非現実的な話になってきたな。
According to this journal, the soul flies to the zenith of the place where it left the body of the
フラメ
deceased.
ルはもうとっくに死んでる人なんでしょ。
In this case,
煉獄に行って
if
会
Flamel's
って
soul's
話すっ
trapped
て
in
こと。
purgatory, as we've guessed, you'll need to go to the house where he drew his
あ、そ
dying
のフラメルの
breath.
魂がね、煉獄に囚われている。
Of course. It's on Rue de Montmorency, in the quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. You can get there via the cemetery of the Église Saint-Jacques.
And how do you plan to free my spirit from this automat?
We would simply need to break the bond between them.
で、その囚われてるフラメルの魂を切り離してこいってこと。
For a short time, of course. We don't want to lose you, ma chère. As for the rest, it will be a question of mechanics, chemistry, or electric currents, or something or other. Therein lies the problem. This is far beyond my comprehension. But it is fascinating, isn't it? Perhaps Monsieur Bailly and Monsieur Lavoisier could shed some light on the matter.
Goodbye, mon père. Monseigneur.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
Goodbye, Monseigneur.
Allez en paix, Aegis.
レイモンね、これ報告。
Monsieur Raymond.
Go on, Aegis.
マシアック会の行動について。
I went to the Hotel de Massiac as agreed. What I discovered goes beyond your darkest conjectures. The club's members have no intention of merely depriving their slaves of rest. Rather, with the king's support, they plan to replace them with automat harvesters. The Count of Cagliostro is behind the plan.
Ma foi. But such a plan would certainly only improve the lot of these unfortunate people.
You are mistaken, mon père. If the planters get their way, they will have a greater need of slaves than ever. Only this time, they intend to slaughter them to power their machines.
Quelle abomination!
Par tous les saints.
4 days ago, the Paris Guard captured 100 black people. They were to be sacrificed as part of an experiment to test the effectiveness of the automat harvesters. Luckily, I was able to prevent the massacre.
Where are they now?
In a place they call the Dépôt des Noirs. I don't know where it is, but I managed to get the key. It bears the inscription, Tour du Diable.
The Devil's Tower is a prison in Vincennes, within the chateau walls.
That's 3 leagues from here. We'll only be able to free the prisoners once we're able to move freely ourselves.
At least they were spared the fate that the king and his accomplices had planned for them.
And what will you do with the 2 servants you employ, Monsieur Raymond?
I will continue to treat them well, as I always have.
However, under the laws you insist on following, they will become slaves again the moment they leave the kingdom for Saint-Domingue.
Certainly not, Monsieur de Robespierre. What kind of a man would I be if what I have heard had not opened my eyes? The planters of Massiac have been proven to be nothing but avaricious murderers. I thought I was dealing with opposition, but now I discover them to be vile enemies, from whom it would be vain to expect any compromise. From this day on, I will fight against their interests with all my strength, and will not lay down my arms until the last slave in the Empire has been freed.
Rest assured, then, that the people will fight by your side, Monsieur Raymond.
That's the spirit, my friends. Vive l'égalité.
お、ちょっと待ってよ。なんかもう一個あったよな。
Monsieur Raymond.
Go on, Aegis.
奴隷制との戦いについて。あ、これはでも前聞いたかな。はあはあ、
See you later.
で、バイね。
Monsieur B.
秘密の箱について。
I found this box with astronomical symbols on it. I believe it belongs to Vaucanson's daughter.
Athenais' secret box. I built it with my own hands. It was my gift to her on her 15th birthday.
I wasn't able to open it.
Naturellement. Athenais and I are the only ones who know how. Allow me. You must arrange the planets the way they were aligned on the day of Athenais' birth. Voila, like this.
What's this locket?
Athenais is always wearing this. It contains a portrait of her late mother. She said it was her most cherished possession in all the world. To think, the poor child never knew her own mother.
Monster! What did you do to her?
ルディア。
Ludia, what happened? You froze the moment you touched the locket. I thought I'd lost you.
I saw her. Athenais de Vaucanson. The Comte de Cagliostro has her.
Mon Dieu. It is just as I feared.
He bound her spirit to an automat.
Please, say no more. Athenais. It is her spirit that animates you. Is it not?
Yes. I believe so.
Seigneur, quelle abomination. It is vital that you go and find Athenais as soon as possible.
She is right in front of you. I am Athenais.
Alas, I fear that is not entirely accurate. You know nothing of Athenais, Ludia. Nothing of her past, her joys, her suffering. Nothing of her love for her father. You are but the vessel that harbors the poor child's soul.
どういうことなんだろう。アテナイスの体について。
Where can I find Athenais' body?
God only knows. Although I assume that the Comte de Cagliostro is taking pains to keep her alive, this is certainly the only way to keep her spirit alive in you. The only way to free her is to find her body.
アテナイスの父につ
Why
いて。
was Eugène de Vaucanson imprisoned in the Bastille?
Once he discovered the king's true intentions, he refused to continue cooperating with him. He refused to use his talents to create this abominable army. But the king didn't take kindly to his resignation. Eugène did manage to get a letter to me just before he was arrested. Here, take it.
うん。ウジェールとボーカンソンからの手紙。ロケット。どういうことなんだろうね。アイギスってまあなんかただボーカンソンが、作ったオートマタには違いないんだろうけど、ただそれだけじゃない。 まあそもそもなんかね、人の言葉は喋るし自我があるしで、まあ他のオートマタとは明らかに違うんだけど、その秘密がまあなんかアテナイスとか娘のそのアテナイスと関係がある。あと魂をオートマタから切り離す方法について。
My internal clockwork.
To what end?
I would like to briefly sever the bond between my spirit and this automat.
It is a very strange request, madame. For what purpose do you seek to free your soul from its shell?
According to the abbot, my spirit would then be able to visit purgatory.
Oh, that dreadful place. Why on earth would you want to go there?
I hope to find answers to some very important questions.
You must understand, madame, that your very nature is a mystery to us. We are ignorant as to the principle that imbues you with life, nor do we know how your machinery works. That is why it is impossible for us to make even the slightest alteration. It would mean taking an unacceptable risk. Of course, if we had documents that could shed light on the matter.
Antoine, the blueprints.
What blueprints, mon ami?
Ludia's. Eugène gave them to me when he was working on the modifications ordered by the king. He wanted my opinion on the potential for reducing the size of certain key parts. The documents are obsolete now, but they could tell us quite a bit about the mechanical principles that are shared by Ludia and Aegis.
Bon sang, you're right. Where are the blueprints now?
Alas, the situation is not in our favor. I kept them in the safe at the observatory, but earlier, when I went there to collect my most important documents, before setting off for the convent, I found looters making off with its contents.
Blasted scavengers. Their kind are always quick to make the most of chaos.
I chased them to the quays, but was unable to apprehend them. When they disappeared into an underground passageway under the Louvre, I decided it was best not to follow them.
You acted wisely, mon ami. The automats are everywhere, and the marauders don't stand much of a chance.
I'll try to track them down. Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
ルディアの設計図。
Did you find the blueprints that were stolen from me?
No, monsieur.
Don't forget that those documents are our only chance to discover what was used to craft you. The looters disappeared into the tunnels under the Louvre and the Tuileries. I find it hard to believe that they were able to escape from that maze safely.
Regarding Ludia's blueprints.
Were you able to get them?
No, monsieur.
Don't forget that those documents are our only chance to discover what was used to craft you. The looters disappeared into the tunnels under the Louvre and the Tuileries. I find it hard to believe that they were able to escape from that maze safely.
So how is Monsieur Marat?
I haven't met him yet.
He is your... he's holed up...
Neckelの国戦について。
I have yet to procure Monsieur Necker's bonds.
You don't intend to leave them to the king, do you?
No. That is out of the question.
That's good to hear. Quoi qu'il en soit. If you do manage to get them, come and find me.
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robespierre.
これ国政取ってきたらさ、ロベスピエールに渡すかラファイエットに渡すかっていう多分二択になるんじゃないかな。
I'm listening, Aegis.
I have not yet been able to get hold of Minister Necker's bonds.
Please, don't give up. And do come back and see me when you have them.
なんかね、二人とも俺のところに持ってきてくれっつってるからね。この判断を、アイギスに委ねてるといったところでしょうね。おそらく。さて。ラファイエット公爵に託すのだろうか、はたまたロベスピエールに託すのだろうか。これね。ルーブルの下水道からルディアの設計図を回収しなければならない。ルーブルの下水道ってどこだった？資料としては古いやもしれんが、ルディアとアイギスで共通している機械的原理。 ああ、もともとルディアっていうオートマタがいたってことか。それとウリ二つそっくりのアイギスが後に作られたってこと。まあ後にかどうかはわかんないけど。共通している機械的原理について深く知ることができるはず。残念だがそれについてはあまり著しくない状況だ。設計図は天文台の貴重品箱に保管していた修道院へ到達前、大事な書類だけを取りに行ったのだ。追いかけては見たのだが捕まえることができなかった。連中はルーブルの地下通路へと姿を消していった。深追いは禁物だと思い、それ以上は諦めた。でもバイはさ、アイギスのことルディアって呼んでたよな。ルディアとアイギスっていうそれぞれのオートマタ、なんかね、似たオートマタが存在しているのか、共通のオートマタなのか。そしてなんか娘のね、アテナイスの魂がアイギスに宿ってるみたいな、なんか話もちらっとなんかあったけど、魂を切り離す方法を尋ねられたとき、そうね、アイギスの機械仕掛けの体から魂を切り離す方法を尋ねられたとき、リアの設計図が必要みたいなことをバイが言ってたと。まだまだちょっとアイギスに関してはなんか謎が、ますます謎が深まる一方ですね。トゥイルリーか。トゥイルリーに、ルーブルの下水道。でそこに、ルディアの設計図があるんじゃないかってことね。で、どうしようかな。ただ、まあ、とりあえず、まあ、今回ここまでにしましょうか。サイドクエストをちょっと結構ね、進めたんで、国税についてはちょっと後回しに一旦して、一身上の都合によりちょっと後回しにして、次回、モンマルトル、ここのメインクエストをちょっと進めていこうかな。畑とブドウ園。はい。ということでね、コメントご視聴ありがとうございました。次回ね、このね、モンマルトルですか、やっていきましょう。ということで、また次回の配信でお会いしましょう。じゃあね。